Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. This video is one of those blind test things, as you can probably tell by the catastrophic dad joke of a title. Fair enough. It's basically asking, can you pick out the Telecaster by just using your ears? Oh yeah, and bonus points if you can name all 11 riffs, and even more so if you can work out what type of guitar they're played on. Get the tone pretty consistent here, just slightly adjusting for gain for stylistic purposes, and volume to compensate for changes in pickup output. Just a quick note to say, if you want to learn any of these riffs, they're in a bumper edition of my Learn Riffs Now, I'll put a link up there. Before the big reveal, in case you want to adjust your guesses, the other guitars used were a stock Strat and two Ibanez RG type guitars, one using the middle pickup and one heavily modified. At this point you might want to ask yourself, was there even a Tele in any of the sound clips? The first one, No Surprises by Radiohead, I used Ashlight Strat. Relatively hot pickups on this one and a maple fingerboard, so fairly bright as well. The cap on the 3rd fret might make it a touch brighter as well, and having a pitch shifter mixed in moving everything up an octave again adds that Tele-esque high-end brilliance. Hash pipe, Tele. Of course it was a Tele, that was too sneaky and nasty to not put at least one in. But being on the neck pickup here, and it's a Strat style one, it does have a slightly different sound, and it gets an almost borderline fuzz tone out of the standard amp setting. Footloose, and modded Ibanez for this one, picking near the bridge for a much more twangy sound. A cool little trick I did here, which some of you may have caught on. I'm pre-bending the note, but bending a string that I'm not playing. What wizardry is this? Well, it's the whimsical, wacky, wayward wonders of a wholesome whammy bar. So, for example, I'm bending the D string, and this moves the trem block and detunes all the other strings. In this case, I'm plucking the A, so when I release the bend, it goes back up to pitch. Sneaky bonus trick number 1 for you there. Funk 49, Tele again, but this time both pickups on. Twist and Shout, Ibanez Prestige with the middle pickup, the height of which I keep quite low and close to the body, so it's got a much kind of clearer sound and a much lower output than usual. Should I stay or should I go? Just using the Strat here again. Mr. Brownstone, Tele just using the bridge pickup, with a little bit of the tone rolled off for a kind of fatter sound. Tired of waiting, modded Ibanez again. You might have noticed from this guitar's attempt to look like a transformer, albeit an incredibly boring one, it is heavily modified. So every time I use this guitar in this video here, I was using the neck pickup, which I had set using my 5-way rotary switch to be phase reversed. Without getting too deeply into the electronics, a phase reverse sound will create a more honky, squawky, brighter timbre, a bit like a Telecaster. Bonus trick number 2, phase reverse modes. Take Me Out, this is just classic Tele bridge pickup, no jiggery pokery going on here. Down Down, Ibanez mode again, using the same trick of playing near the bridge for more twang. Freedom, Tele. There's a fairly big clue here for Tele players that you might have picked up on. The behind the nut string sound is more or less a D on Telecasters, so if you didn't know that, bonus trick number 3. So how many did you get? Because I played these guitars for years and I know how they sound and can usually tell them apart. If I hadn't done that, I reckon I would have really struggled in this. In part because I did throw some red herrings, on purpose to try and throw people up a little bit. If you did get them all, hats off, either pure luck, a fantastic ear, or somewhere in between. So what was the point of this? Well, I suppose a few things. One is that we tend to listen with our eyes and rely on preconceived notions rather than a more, say, objective approach. Not to say preconceived notions are a bad thing. A Marshall will usually sound like a Marshall, a Big Muff like a Big Muff, an SG like an SG. But the trick is to not be too tied down to one judgment, so there's a degree of flexibility. An opinion doesn't necessarily have to be set in stone, but you can quite often, to some extent, mimic the sound of a guitar with a bit of creativity and fiddling about. Electronic overhauls aside, something simple like adding more treble and presence to an amp, or picking near the bridge will get a more Tele-type sound. Lower output pickups or ones screwed closer to the scratch plate or body, or a simple treble bleed mod with the volume rolled down will help humbuckers sound much more like a single coil. I mean, this doesn't just go one way, the opposite is true as well. A Tele with some hot pickups, stacked humbuckers with tone rolled off will sound less like a standard Tele. Obviously, the best Tele sound will come from a Tele, best Les Paul sound from a Les Paul, and so on. But there is, in my opinion, a large grey area in which the sounds can overlap. Finally, I just quite enjoy these sorts of videos as a viewer and thought it'd be fun to put my own one together. That pedal shows some really good ones to check out, so I'll put a link up there. So what's the general consensus here? Are you in agreement here? Are you in complete disagreement? Are there obvious things I've completely missed out or neglected to discuss? Do let me know. But yeah, cool. So as always, I really hope this video has been useful for you guys and it's been informative, and while not as focused as a standard guitar lesson, it's useful if a tad more holistic approach to guitar playing, and I suppose music in general, which can help have a positive impact on your own unique guitar playing style, craft, and general musicianship. But yep, if that has been the case, you've taken something away, found it interesting, want to show support and give it a wee pop on the platform, please do consider to share, like, comment, enable notifications, and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.